Hare Krishna, welcome to everybody. So happy to be here with all of you on this nice Sunday evening, wherein we are all confined to the insides of our houses and we are not able to make any great trips outside, but we are able to, by the technology enabled Sangha association, we are able to meet with each other. Thank you very much for joining in today on the Gita Wisdom series. Today we are going to read from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text 11. If you have the Bhagavad Gita with you, please try to open it up at chapter 4, text 11. Okay? Ye yathā māṁ prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmyaham mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Pṛthā. Purport: Everyone is searching for Krishna in the different aspects of his manifestations. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is partially realized in his impersonal Brahma-jyoti effulgence and as the all-pervading super-soul dwelling within everything, including the particles of atoms. But Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. Consequently, Krishna is the object of everyone's realization, and thus anyone and everyone is satisfied according to one's desire to have him. In the transcendental world also, Krishna reciprocates with his pure devotees in the transcendental attitude, just as the devotee wants him. One devotee may want Krishna as Supreme Master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different intensities of love for him. In the material world, the same reciprocations of feelings are there, and they are equally exchanged by the Lord with the different types of worshippers. The pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord, and thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service. As for those who are impersonalists and who want to commit spiritual suicide by annihilating the individual existence of the living entity, Krishna helps also by absorbing them into his effulgence. Such impersonalists do not agree to accept the eternal, blissful personality of Godhead. Consequently, they cannot relish the bliss of transcendental personal service to the Lord, having extinguished their individuality. Some of them, who are not firmly situated, even in the impersonal existence, return to this material field to exhibit their dormant desires for activities. They are not admitted into the spiritual planets, but they are again given a chance to act on the material planets. For those who are fruitive workers, the Lord awards the desired results of their prescribed duties, as the Yagneshwara, and those who are yogis seeking mystic powers are awarded such powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon his mercy alone, and all kinds of spiritual processes are but different degrees of success on the same path. Unless, therefore, one comes to the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, all attempts remain imperfect, as stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam 2.3.10. Akamah sarva kamobha mokshakama udharadhi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotees, or is desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation, one should with all efforts try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna consciousness. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ma Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tanamani. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharani. Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshitari. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, good evening to all of you, and welcome to this Sunday evening Gita Wisdom session. Today we have read this very beautiful, wonderful expression of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yathā Aham Parabrahmasmi tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmy aham. Mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ. Krishna is saying that I am like a kalpa vriksha, a wish-fulfilling tree. Whatever you ask of me, I am bound to give you, because I am your affectionate father and you are my affectionate child. I would like to satisfy all your desire. You have even desired to stay away from me, come to this material world, and you have asked me to create a facility for you, and I have done that too. And in this material facility, you are living in forgetfulness of me, and that is your desire. And because of that, you are situated in a domain of the material world, and you are under control of material energy. And within that also, whatever you desire, according to what you deserve in that capacity, I am only supplying through the various devatas, through others and everything. So for anything that you need, you have to be dependent on me, because I am the original supplier. I am the ultimate source of everything, and only through me everything comes. So Krishna is saying, I will reciprocate with you according to what is your level that you desire, level of interaction that you desire with me. It could be totally material, I'll interact with you. If you want to use me only for your material purpose, and oh God, I worship you, please provide me, my son should get admission, my daughter should get a wonderful husband, and who is earning billions and who is situated in America or somewhere, a CEO of a corporation, and I should go to so-and-so this thing, I should, whatever you want, you may ask for, I will endeavor to give you the best. Of course, in the material world, what you would ask for, again, depends on your karma and all other factors also. So I will be constrained by that, because you are in a different zone of the material world. Even that, or if you seek that I had enough of all these things, I'm sick and tired of enjoying, I want to liberate myself, I want to be spiritually free, then with the proper spiritual purpose and spiritual activities that you would conduct, and I would actually facilitate your liberation too. Once you're liberated, if you feel that that's enough for me, and I don't need God, I don't need anybody else, I am spirit, soul, I can float, you can try that out, right? But if you want something more than that liberation, I want to be actively engaged in your service, in glorifying you and developing a relationship with you as your servant, as your dasya, like Hanuman did. Okay, like so many great devotees have done. Okay, I will reciprocate with you like that. Wonderful that you have thought like this, right? You're eternally my servant and you want to taste that. I will reciprocate with you. In this way, as you serve and then you enjoy more and more the service and you get the taste of dasya bhava, and then you want to elevate yourself to a higher plane of more intimate association with me, that also is possible. If you want to actually come to the spiritual world, Vaikuntha Lokas, with me, that also is possible. Like this, you have examples of so many devotees in various levels. If you read the Srimad Bhagavatam, you will meet with all these great devotees at various levels of reciprocation with Krishna. According to your desire, Krishna will reciprocate with you. Yathā Aham Prapadyante. Prapadyante means surrender. As you surrender to me, I shall reciprocate. To the extent that you want to discover this surrender, to the extent that you can, to the extent that you desire and want, according to that, I will reciprocate with you. I'm not forcing anything on you. I'm not forcing that you should immediately study for PhD and pass through it, irrespective of whether you've done your postgraduate or you've done your master's or your MPhil or whatever. I'm not forcing anything. Of course, there are devotees who are at a very high level. There is Yashoda, my mother. She's assumed the position of my mother, but actually she's a devotee. She's a devotee who has got such intense love for me that her love she wants to reciprocate with me as a parent. Vatsalya rasa. Vatsalya rasa means I want to think of God as my son. And I want to feel that anxiety for him. I want to upkeep him. I want to feed him, dress him, bathe him. And I want to be worried about him. That's the type of association and relationship I want. That's also possible. So Yashoda is one such person who's enjoying that. In the following month that comes, the Kartika month, Damodara month, we will be celebrating that pastime of the Lord wherein he is performing this pastime with his mother of stealing butter and running, and she's chasing him, tying him up to a mortar, etc. This is a devotee of the Lord at a very high level of reciprocation with the Lord. Then there are the gopis who dance the Rasa Leela. They are devotees of a very high order. They want to enjoy with the Lord like a lover, a conjugal lover. And the Lord affords that to them. He offers himself in that position. So, gradations of devotees, gradations of spiritual realizations, gradations of surrender to the Lord. All these things are possible. So, depending on how much you want to know the absolute truth, to that much he will reveal himself to you. The absolute truth is a personality. You can reciprocate with him as a person, or you can reciprocate with him broadly as Paramatma in the heart, or as Brahman, the all-pervading spiritual reality. In any one of these things. So what's common in Hindu society is that a lot of people want to be in the Brahman realization. Sometimes they mistake that Brahman to be, I'm as good as God, Aham Brahmasmi. No, that's not the meaning of that. Aham Brahmasmi means I am of the quality of Brahman. Brahman means spirit, spiritual and quality. The Lord is also quality spiritual. You are also of spiritual quality, though temporarily now you're in the material world and the material quality of your identity is superimposed a lot. And you also have a desire like that for material things. And therefore, that seems to be the predominant identity you have, your material identity. But according to what we want, Krishna is willing to reciprocate with us, right? So the question here is, Brahman, am I, by becoming spiritually oriented, am I becoming in the Brahman state equal to Brahman? No, in quality you are equal, and you're realizing that I am of the quality of Brahman. I am not this matter and material body. That realization has dawned on you. But there are many with that realizations. And it is not that be applicable here at all. Because similarity doesn't mean equality, like I earlier mentioned to you. Similar in quality doesn't mean same in quantity and in position, etc., etc. So God is also in the Brahman position, but he is Parabrahman. Aham Brahmasmi, you don't meditate Aham Parabrahmasmi. That you don't, because you know you're not. But the Lord, he is Param Brahman. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan. Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhu. Arjuna is recognizing Krishna to be the Param Brahman, the supreme Brahman, the topmost. Eko Bahunam Yo Vidadhati Kaman. That one supreme Brahman personality who provides for all the other minor Brahmans. They are all spiritually oriented, right? So essentially we are all part and parcel of the Supreme Godhead. But we cannot become God, because then there is no fun, there's no thrill. In fact, there is no fun in becoming one. I state that there is no fun in becoming one. Don't try to become one with the Lord. Then there is no other person that you can enjoy with. Enjoying a relationship comes when there are two people. So merging with the Lord, one type of thing that people desire, is of a very low level of understanding. Merging and becoming of one quality and feeling I'll rub my shoulders with others and I'll also become of the same quality, that's of a very low level of spiritual realization, liberation. But there is various levels of that spirituality, going just beyond plain liberation. Like they say in English, plain vanilla. The plain vanilla essence, beyond that there are various other types of bhavas and essences, going right up to gopis enjoying conjugal love with the Lord. All these are relationships. So understanding the absolute truth is an exciting journey beyond liberation. It goes even beyond liberation to deeper realms of relationships. So Krishna, he's saying that there is a whole gamut of levels. And according to what you desire, you may opt for it. So it looks like desire is foundational. Desire is fundamental to all of us. What do we desire at any point of time? That decides our destination. You see, you cannot desire to be materially well off and having that facility and desire this and expect to be spiritually liberated also. No. Where your desire is, there your result is situated. Where you sit, there only you will stand. You cannot be sitting here and getting up in some other place. No, where you sit, you stand. Okay? So knowing what is my desire, what am I desiring, and what is there to desire, because if I'm exposed to something higher to desire, I will desire that. That's why when we are exposed to Krishna Katha, when we are exposed to Bhagavad Gita, when we are exposed to the Srimad Bhagavatam, the life of so many wonderful, great devotees, and their beautiful realizations, then we will reciprocate and desire that type of a situation. The more we are exposed to, the more we will desire in that level. But if we are not exposed to anything to do with Krishna, Krishna Katha, his pastimes, his leelas, we won't desire that. We won't desire that, right? So desire is formed out of what you know, your knowledge, your exposure. According to that, you'll desire. Political leaders always will try to keep all their people under low level of knowledge so that it is easy to control them. The tendency in this material world is to control people and enjoy the rasa of control. For that, I'm willing to spend any amount of time and money, and so that people will come under my control and I will play God. I will do good for them. They will listen to what I say. Otherwise, I will punish them and I will show my power and my control. That enjoyment I want of being the controller. I want to be God. Right? So people like that control tendency. Material world is filled with people who want to control. So for controlling, I will make sure that you don't grow too much. I'll get disturbed if you grow too much. If you get too much knowledge. So in the material world, there is a saying that it's called the mushroom philosophy of some leaders. In the Western world, they will say that mushroom philosophy. You know where mushrooms grow? Mushrooms are grown in dark places. If you go to a mushroom farming place, you will see that inside a dark cabin, they put cow dung on top of these straw, small boxes. And cow dung is put there and it's kept in a dark atmosphere. And mushrooms grow there. So they grow on cow dung. So they say in the Western world that mushroom philosophy means keep you in the dark and feed you cow dung. In their language, they'll BS, they'll call it something else, which is not something that I want to pronounce here. Keep you in the dark and feed you BS. In our language, it's cow dung. That's the philosophy. That means I will not allow you to get more knowledge because then I can control you better. I can control you better. But then people rebel against that. They seek more knowledge. They educate themselves. Then they ask questions and they go against the authority. And sometimes they're handled by force. Sometimes they're handled by force. Of course, there are also, other types of rebellious people who have intellectual rebellion also. But controlling people so that they don't get enough information limits their desires. Because they're so limited in their knowledge about what they need to know, where will they desire anything about God and anything about the same? So that's why when we speak Bhagavad Gita wisdom, we get to know who are we, who is God, what's our relationship, and what I can desire to God. That you come to know, then accordingly you desire. Then you have a prayer to the Lord appropriate to your understanding of God, absolute truth, and according to that you desire. You see? Nasta dharme na vasunichaye naiva kamo upabhoge yad yad bhavyam bhavatu bhagavan purva karamanu rupam yetat prarthyam mama bahumatam janma janmantare api tvat padam borha yugagada nischala bhaktirastu. Kulashekara Alvar, wonderful prayer he composed called Mukunda Mala Stotra. Very beautiful prayers. In that he's saying, Nastha dharme na vasunichaye naiva kamo upabhoge. I don't want to ask you any result from dharmic performances. Na vasunichaye, I want any vastu, any material object, I don't want. Naiva kamo upabhoge. Anything to satisfy my desire, I don't want to ask you. Yad yad bhavyam bhavatu bhagavan purva karmanu rupam. Those things will come to me anyway by my karma. Whatever I'm supposed to enjoy materially will come to me. Whatever I'm supposed to suffer will come to me. Why I will waste my time asking you this? Because you are the supreme absolute truth, Mukunda. Why will I ask you all these small things? You are capable of giving me something more than that. You are capable of giving me pure bhakti. Etat prarthyam mama bahumatam janma janmantare api. My real prayer to you, janma after janma, janma janmantare api, tvat padam borha yugagada nischala bhaktirastu. I want to always be a worshipper of your lotus feet situated there. Nischala bhakti, unwavering devotion to you. This is what I will ask you because this is what you can give me. And this is what is a great treasure that you can give me. Other things, if I ask you, I'll waste my opportunity. I'll waste my opportunity because I know about you. I know about your glories. I know your greatness. I know your beautiful form. I know your activities, your pastimes. I have heard about it. I have read the Bhagavatam. I have associated with great devotees and they have told me I'm inspired and I want that. This is Kulashekara Alvar's prayer. You see, Kulashekara Alvar was so absorbed in the pastimes of the Lord. It is mentioned, although he was a king, he was not even attending to his kingly duties. He said, minister, you do, I am busy. He was busy hearing Ramayana, Bhagavatam, everything at home. He had hired all of these Brahmanas and everything. I'll give you anything you want. All you Vaishnavas, devotees, come to my house. I give you everything that you need. Just let us sit and discuss Bhagavad Katha, Ramayana Katha, Krishna's pastimes, everything. That's all I want to hear. I want to spend my time. So he was hearing Ramayana. And he got so absorbed in the Ramayana. Hearing the Ramayana, he heard that Ravana had taken Sita away. And that Rama is roaming the forest searching for Sita. He is extremely hurt. And he felt very much for Lord Rama because of his affection for Lord Ramachandra. And he was so absorbed while the story was being told that he said, I must go and I must help Ramachandra to fight Ravana and get Sita back. What am I doing? I'm a king, I have an army. So was so absorbed that he got up and told, bring the army. I'm going to go and check, get the army ready. I'm going to go and check where Ramachandra is. And he was ready to go. And all the ministers and the army personnel wondering what to do. He said, come on, get it ready. I have to go. I have to help Ramachandra to get Sita back. He became so absorbed. And then they discussed amongst themselves. And quickly from somewhere, two of them came in horses and said, we have already done the needful. We're just coming from there. Ramachandra is very safe. Already he has gone and fought with Ravana. Ravana is killed. Sita is back. I want to bring the good news to you. Really? Oh, wonderful. And he went back to hearing the Ramayana. They had to enact this drama to put him back. Ramayana is over in Treta Yuga. But here he is saying, I want to go and fight with Ravana to get Sita back. He was absorbed. His relationship was on that level. And then reciprocating with him like that. The same Kulashekara Alvar, in his whole company, when he found that the country, the kingdom was going this thing, it needs the attention of the king, and our king is like this, what shall we do? Already many things happened like the Ramayana incident. So they were all very worried because they were all loving him so much because he was such a wonderful devotee. But the kingdom has to be ruled. So they said we should stage a drama. Get all these devotees out from here. Because of the association of all these devotees only, he's remaining so absorbed. Once we get them out from here, then we will be able to access him better. And he will have to come to us, and this way we can involve him in this. The greatest impediment now is he's gone too deep inside with the devotees. We can't even reach him. First, you have to get rid of all these devotees. So let us plant a conspiracy plot. So they were worshipping the Lord, and the Lord was dressed in the palace, in his place, with beautiful ornaments and jewels and diamond and gold and name it Navaratna and everything, because it's a king's deity. So they arranged to take off some of these ornaments. Then they arranged to make a complaint. Oh, somebody has stolen the jewels of the Lord. Somebody has done this, somebody has done that. So they made a rumor like that. And then the minister started saying, we have to check everybody, all these strangers who are there in the palace with you. I'm very sorry, we have to do the needful. We are the law enforcers, we are the Kshatriyas. Please don't stop us. He got very disturbed. Are you saying that these Vaishnavas, these devotees, who are every day sitting and hearing the Bhagavad Katha, the Ramayana Katha, and taking a little bit prasadam, worshipping the Lord, singing his glories, are going to steal his ornaments? Are you saying this? Before you even check, I will ask you to do one thing. Bring a deadly viper snake. Put it in a basket and bring it here. I will put my hand into it, because I'm very sure none of these devotees have done anything like that. If they have done it, let the viper sting me and I will die. And if the viper doesn't sting me, it means that no devotee here has done it. Are you agreeable to it? They could not say anything. They were stuck. And this is the king speaking to them. You dare accuse all these devotees? He was very angry. So they had to do. So they bought the deadliest viper in a basket. And they were all shivering because they knew this king would do anything for the Lord, anything for the devotees. He stuck his hand inside and he prayed to the Lord in front of the deity of the Lord. If it is true that any of these devotees have taken your ornaments, you can arrange that I be bidden and I die. Right here, my Lord. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. The viper turned to be Anantasesha. The viper gave blessings to Kulashekara Alvar and wound itself around his thumb and his hand and stood. It was amazing for everybody to see, including all the devotees who were assembled and all the ministers. Then they succumbed and they said, We are very sorry we did this drama. We did this conspiracy. We did this plot because we were concerned about what's happening. Excuse me, excuse us very, very much. We have done a grievous offense, and they fell down at the feet of Kulashekara Alvar. Such was the nature of this devotee, Kulashekara, who sang this beautiful verse. I don't want anything material from you, my Lord. I want only nischala bhakti rastu. I want unwavering devotion. Wherever I may be, who knows, according to my karma. Right? Like the prachetas also prayed in the Bhagavatam. Yavatte mayaya sprishta brahmanda iha karma bihi tavat bhavat prasanganam sangasyano bhave bhave. Beautiful instance of the prachetas going to meditate in the forest. King Prachina Bhari's sons. They were spoken to by Narada Muni, and they meditated on the Lord. And when the Lord appeared, they prayed to the Lord, saying that, my Lord, we are not even fully aware of you. We don't even have full devotion to you. But we definitely want to move ahead in our devotion service. We have nobody else but you. We surrender to you. Wherever our life carries us because of our karma, we may appear again and again in this world. They didn't even think that I'm a devotee, you will take me back, I don't have to worry, nothing like that. They thought that we are not fit for your devotion. We are very disqualified. But if at all we have to take birth again and again because of the touch of material nature, yavatte mayaya sprishta brahmanda hi karmabhi. In this brahmanda, we will be roaming up and down, taking birth in different places. We only request one thing from you. Tavat bhavat prasanganam sangasyano bhave bhave. We only desire that wherever you put us because of our karma, we should always be in the association of devotees, so that we can discuss about you, we can chant your glories, and we can do seva to you. This is the only request we have. A very humble prayer. Look at the prayer of Kulashekara Alvar. Look at the prayer of Prahlad. When Narsimadev appeared, Lord Narsimha was very happy with Prahlad. He was roaring in anger against Hiranyakashipu and all the demons. And even Narada Muni could not go in front of him. Lakshmi could not go. She was very afraid of her husband, Narsimha, who has taken this form. All the devatas were backing out. Then Narada Muni told Prahlad, you go, he is pleased with you, and quieten him down. So Prahlad went fearlessly in the front, and he told to the Lord his prayers. And the Lord was very pleased with his ferocious looking form. He cooled down. And with his hands, Tavakara Kamala Vare Nakamadbhuta Shungam. His hands were so beautiful, lotus-like hands with deadly fingers, nails in that. That nails killed Hiranyakashipu by tearing his stomach. So a deadly combination, a wonderful combination of deadly nails and very soft lotus-like hands. With that hands, he placed it on the head of Prahlad. Very pleased and stroked Prahlad's head. And Prahlad, the Lord is very pleased with me. He gave his prayer. In the prayer, he said, I'm not at all afraid of your tongue, which is wagging like this, of your pointed ears, and of your mane, and your teeth coming out, and your fiery looks. I am not afraid at all. I know you are my Father. I know you are my loving, supreme personality of Godhead. In this way, he offered his beautiful prayers. And then the Lord said, ask of me any boon you want, my dear Prahlad. What do you want? I'm willing to give you. You're such a wonderful devotee. So Prahlad immediately said, don't tempt me, my dear Lord. Why are you asking me? I'm not a mercantile man. I'm not a businessman. That because I have devotion for you and you have come like this, I should ask some material benefit from you. I want nothing from you. I want simply the desire to be your servant always. That's my only prayer. I have nothing from you. If at all there is anything, my stupid father, everybody is happy that he is dead. Because a scorpion dies, a scorpion is killed, a snake is killed, people feel satisfied. Even saintly people feel happy because it's so poisonous. So my father is like a scorpion, a poisonous scorpion, biting so many and putting poison in them. Atheistic person. He is dead. Everybody is happy. But he's my father. So maybe, can he get a little benefit of your mercy in some way? Can he also get a chance to render devotional service? Can he get, is there some hope for him? If you can show some mercy on him, that's all I need to ask. Number two, all these idiots, fools, rascal, maya, sukhaya, bharam, udbhato, vimudhan. Vimudhan, super fools who don't know how to live a life properly, who are completely disassociated from you, and they think they can live a very happy life in the material world without you. They are fools. I want to be able to help them to understand what I have understood so that they will also become devotees and understand. These are two simple desires I have. If you can facilitate, I'll become your instrument. Look at the prayer of these great devotees. They are given chance. Narasimhadev gave him chance. Tell me what you want, I'll give you. And he told, don't tempt me. I'm not going to ask you anything material. I want to remain a devotee. This is my prayer. So these are high-class devotees. They see, yathā maṁ prapadyante. That is why the Lord is testing Prahlad for the whole world to know, see what a person he is. He is not testing for himself. He knows. Let the whole world know who you are. Therefore, he is posing this question. Therefore, he is posing this question. But Indra, on the other hand, he is also considered to be a devotee. But he's a devotee filled with fear and lot of material desires. Because he's in a managerial position in the cosmos. It is mentioned that anybody does any tapasya in the material world, he'll get very afraid. If anybody is doing Ashwamedha Yajna, he'll get very afraid because he is going to take my position. If one does 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, then he can get the position of Indra. So he'll get very worried. Anybody is doing, oh, I want to do, send Ramba Kilotama Menaka, go break his sacrifice, go spoil him, go drop him, send this person, that person, spoil him. Very worried. Very worried. And imagine what his prayer will be. Whenever he meets with the Lord, he says, Ravana has come and thrown me out of my position. All of us are demigods, are out of our position. Please do something for us to get back our position. Material request. Krishna caters with that. Okay, my dear demigods, headed by Indra, Brahma, I will very soon appear as Vamana. I will very soon appear like this, and I will do the needful for you. Even for them. They have material requirements. And for them also Krishna appears. He appeared as Ajita. He appeared as a wonderful tortoise, Kurma, when they were doing the big churning of the milk ocean. Devas on one side, the Asuras on one side. He appeared for their sake, because that was their request. We don't know anybody else but you, the Devatas said. You are our supreme worshipable person. We may have material desires and all that. I know that we are not very pure. But we don't know anybody else but you. But this is our requirement to manage this whole situation, which you have put us in charge. Unless you help, we cannot do anything. We want this. That time the Lord says, I can give you something more than this also if you ask for it. They said, right now you give me this. We'll think about the other things later. This is how they are. Yathā maṁ prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmy. What you ask for, the Supreme Absolute Truth, Krishna, gives you. So, what we should do is we should know what we can ask for. Our prayer, we should know what I can pray for. Because this person can give from the top to the bottom. That's why in the Bhagavatam it is mentioned that what you should ask for the Lord, you know, what you can never get in this material world from the top to the bottom. It says, Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovido na labhyate urvapi na labhyate. What you cannot get in this world, right? Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovido. Your prayer should be na labhyate upariyadham, top to bottom. Tallabhyate annavat antyasukam kale na sarvatra gabiriram hasa. Don't ask for any of these material things, because that everybody is getting. Anyway, ask for the right thing. Ask for that which you cannot get in this material world. That is what he is waiting to give you also. That's why he's telling in Bhagavad Gita, Man mana bhava mat bhakto madhya jimam namaskuru. 18th chapter is telling, I'll reveal the greatest secret to you, Arjuna. Sarva guhyattamam bhuya shrinume paramam vachah. I'll give you the greatest of secrets, becoming my devotee. That is the greatest thing you can ask me for. Asking me for bhakti, devotion, pure devotion, is the topmost commodity you can ask from me. And that is the richest, costliest, purest, most rare commodity that I've got. But mostly people don't ask the Lord for that, as they don't have knowledge. Prabhupada told a story about the beggar who did something great for the king, and the king wanted to reward the beggar. And so the beggar was summoned to the palace. And the beggar had all his tattered finery clothing, one patch on top of the other, one stitched on top of one piece of cloth here, this, that, rags, all his hair hanging down, and all some trinkets here and there he has picked up from different garbages, and some shoes he has made on his own with cloth, and his one little begging bowl. With all this, he came there and he was stunned looking at the palace. My gosh, every pillar is clad with navaratnas, gems, diamonds, clad with gold, asana, with so amazing. He came there, he was looking around here and there. The ministers were very worried. The king is a very generous person. Whatever the beggar asks, he may give off. He's very happy with the beggar. So they were all standing with abated breath. What is he going to ask? And the king said, my dear so-and-so, I'm so pleased with what you did. Ask me for anything you want and I will give you. But what experience does a beggar have? He came there, he saw all these things, and he saw such a nice king. He's asking me what I want. For him, morning today, he's begging. So his mind was running, what shall I ask him? What shall I ask him? What problems I have? Then he found out after a lot of thinking, they were all waiting. After a lot of thinking, he said, you see, when I go for begging and people put in this something, this hole is there, all the thing comes out and I have to put some cloth inside and cover it and all that. I want a proper this thing so that when they give me something, it doesn't fall off. That's all his worry was in life. So the ministers were so happy with him. They said, we will give you a golden bowl. We'll give you a golden bowl. What a speed of the mud pot that you have. We'll give you a golden bowl. And they took him away very quickly. And the king said, okay, go. He blew it. He did not know what to ask the king. The king would have given him half the kingdom if he had asked. But he did not know. Similarly, when we go in front of the Lord, we don't know what to ask him. We ask him, my child should get admission. We should get this. I should be married. And I say, I should get this contract. These are stupid things to ask. It's like asking for the begging bowl without a hole in it. And the Lord will definitely, okay, here, take it, and he'll give it to you. And you're very happy. Lord is very nice. When you pray to him, he gives things. No, he can give you something far, 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 far greater. And if you didn't ask him that, you have been foolish. So how to cultivate that desire to ask the Lord? You have to cultivate that knowledge by reading Bhagavad Gita. You have to cultivate that understanding about how great Krishna is. And although how he is great even materially, beyond that, his greatness is his quality of being subservient to his devotee, subservient to devotion, to bhakti. He can become controlled by bhakti. So isn't it wonderful that a devotee's position is so high that he can even control the Lord? That Yashoda can hold his ears and say, come here now, I'm going to teach you a lesson, and pull him and tie him to the mortar, and he is afraid. Absolute truth, the supreme person, the origin of everything. Aham sarvaśaḥ prabho mattā sarvam pravartate. He is being bound up by Mother Yashoda. So who is more powerful? The devotee is more powerful than the Lord. And why? Because of devotion. The Lord is becoming subservient. So we should understand the value of devotion. So when we pray to the Lord, we should ask him, please give me pure devotion. You have mentioned in Bhagavad Gita that man mana bhava mat bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Mame vaishisi satyam te pratijane priyosime. My dear Lord, I only desire that I become your devotee. Let my devotion for you grow. Let me be your affectionate, wonderful servant. This is the prayer of a devotee. This is what Kulashekara Alvar is praying. I know, I have seen all these things. I want only this. I'm not getting. This is what Prahalad is praying also. I don't want all these temptations. I know the best thing is this. So if you read the Bhagavatam, you'll see all types of different people. Some got fooled. Some did not know. King Atri, Atri Muni. He also prayed to the Lord. He performed austerities like nothing. Anasuya and Atri. So he stood on his toes of his feet, on the big toe of his feet alone, and did penance for so many thousands of years. He addressed the Lord and said, Jagadisha, the Lord of this Jagat. So Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, all three of them came. We all three are Lord of the Jagat. So he said, oh, is it so? Then let me have a child from all of you. So that's why for him, Dattatreya, Soma, and all of them were born. Dhruva Muni. All of them were born to him, one from each of them. But when Gajendra prayed to the Lord, he was caught by a crocodile. And for many years, he was not able to get out of it. So finally, he became exhausted. And from his previous life, he remembered prayers. And he prayed to the Lord saying, the origin of everything, the root of everything, the cause of everything, sarva karana karanam, the ultimate root, I pray to you. And then the Lord from Vaikuntha came on top of Garuda. The Supreme Personality of Godhead himself came because he addressed the Lord. When Atri Muni addressed, he said, the Lord of the universe, please come. They all three came and he said, okay, fine. He did not recognize what to call in prayer. But Gajendra called and the Lord came. So it is important for you to have knowledge about the Lord also, who he is, how he extends himself. That's what Bhagavad Gita tells us. By reading Bhagavad Gita, we get to know knowledge. By getting knowledge, we know how to pray and what to pray for. Normally, prayer means going to the temple means something very fruitive and material only, which is very easy to get from the Lord, which is nothing. Give this admission, give that, this and all that. But intelligent people who know what is the capacity of the Lord and what he can give, they're not going to ask him anything small. They don't ask him anything small. They're asking for the topmost thing. Give me pure devotion to your lotus feet. That is something that Krishna will give you with care and with caution, because that is the rarest of all commodities. But that's what you should ask in the human form of life. Then your life is perfect, your prayer is perfect, everything becomes complete and perfect. So when Krishna is saying here, yathā prapadyante tāṁs tathaiva bhajāmy mama vartmānuvartante manuṣyāḥ pārtha sarvaśaḥ. It's not that, okay, whatever you want, you pray and you will get it anyway, and it doesn't matter. No. You should know what to pray for and get your benefit. As a human being, you can do that. So, asking for the Lord for pure bhakti is the best of prayers. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is advising that that's what we must do. Right? So, the more we read Bhagavad Gita, the more we understand this is what I should pray for. Manmana bhava mad bhakto matyaji maham namaskuru. In the 9th chapter also, Krishna says the same thing. And then in the 18th chapter also, he repeats it again. In many other places, he repeats various shades of it in the same way. He repeatedly tells us that this is the topmost thing you can ask for. And I'm waiting to give it to you. I'm waiting to reciprocate with you in love and devotion. Right? So this path is open, forever open. And we should tread that path, the path of devotion, Bhakti Yoga. And that is the real invitation of the Lord. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna. Any questions or any comments? Let's try to answer that. Okay? Nanda Kumarji, could you kindly explain Indra as a very good devotee, since he is so much attracted with material happiness? What will be Indra's destiny? What lesson we may understand from this? Thanks. Yeah. Nice question, Nanda Kumarji. Yes. like it's mentioned here that you can ask anything you want and the Lord will try to give it to you. Definitely. He wants to satisfy you. Indra is Devata, and many of the Devatas are in very opulent material positions because they have the desire to be in that position. So they are considered to be devotees with desires, whom the Lord uses in a particular way for management of the material cosmos. Right? For the management, you need certain types of things like that. So they come ideally suited for that. But certain types of devotees, they refuse to do that type of thing. No, I don't want to get stuck in this. I just want to, this will stop my whole devotional service a lot. I just want to straight go for this. Like the 4 Kumaras, when Brahma created them, as soon as they came, the 4 Kumaras, Chatush Kumaras, sons of Brahma, the Brahma told him, now you should become Prajapati, you should procreate and fill up the population. They said, no, sorry, we are not interested in doing that because Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are attracted to Vasudeva and we think that devotional service to him is enough. I don't think we're going to do that. So Brahma got very angry. How will I carry out my responsibility if you don't do this? Out of his anger, which he did not express, came Rudra from between his eyes. And Rudra did that job of procreation. He manifested into 11 manifestations. And then there was Rudrani created. And he got married to all the Rudranis, 11 Rudrani expansions. And he did procreation and filled up the universe. But this 4 Kumaras said, no, not interested. So you will see that there are situations where people are in a position to understand that they don't want to do it. But Indra is a person who is happily situated there. He takes all the anxiety that comes with it and he enjoys Ramba, Kilottama, Menaka's dance, and then he drinks Somarasa. He enjoys life, plus he does what he's supposed to do in that position as the king of heaven. So, because of this dual nature and this mixed thing, we get into problems quite often, right? Material life means problems. Material desires means problems you have to face. So he's a devotee who gets into problems. You will see lots of stories you'll hear about Indra. He gets stuck with this and that, and then he got cursed all over his body. He got this female organ all over his body because he had illicit affair with Ahalya, and he did all sorts of things. He gets stuck here and there. So that's the nature of the world, and that's the type of person he is. But he does a lot of service for Krishna and maintaining the universe and maintaining the cosmos. So Krishna maintains him like that by giving him a little commission on the side for sense gratification, plus getting things done out of him, because that's the type of thing he wants. So you find all sorts of personalities in this world. Maharaj, Pramila Krishnan say, Maharaj, going back to Godhead and some people, as you said, aiming to become one with the Supreme. Is it the same? No. Going back to Godhead is not the same as becoming one with the Supreme. One with the Supreme is never desired by devotees who want to go back to Godhead and serve Krishna. One with the Supreme is devoid of service, devoid of an active relationship with the Lord. One with the Supreme means, I have the same quality as the Lord, I am also Brahman. That's all you know. You are treated. Just like Narendra Modi has got a nose, I have got a nose. I don't become Prime Minister of India. I can say Narendra Modi and me are same. We are both human beings. Isn't it? Can't you say that? Yeah, true. He's also a citizen of India. Narendra Modi is a human being. I am a human being. But you don't become, because you are a human being, you don't become Prime Minister of India. Same way, God is Parabrahman. If you want to be on an equal position platform, on the platform of me being Brahman, spirit, and Lord being Brahman, there is a common platform there. Just like human being, Narendra Modi is human being, I am human being. Yeah, there's a common platform there. We are both same in terms of being human beings. So you can become Brahman, you can become equal to the Lord because he is also spiritual, but you cannot become the Lord. Definitely you cannot. And neither in that position can you tend to be in a relationship with the Lord. For that, you'll have to work yourself up more in Bhakti. Okay? I hope that that's understanding, this affords an understanding for you. Arati, Hare Krishna Maharaj, is it possible for us to do seva for the Lord like that of Hanumanji, without Lord's help even to carry out that seva only by our own strength? No, Hanumanji did not think that it's my own strength. Hanumanji knows that it's strength given to him by the mercy of the Lord for doing this great service. That's why he chanted Ram and moved out to do his service. He knows very well without Lord Ramachandra, as tomorrow is Ramachandra Vijayutsavam, is a day of victory of Lord Ramachandra. Navaratri celebrations are going on. So Ramachandra Vijayutsava is a day when Ramachandra defeated Ravana. So Hanuman, he was instrumental and used by Ramachandra for achieving this great victory over Ravana. And he was happy to do it. But he knew that because the Lord's desire, I am instrumental, he has chosen me, I am able to do. That consciousness he knew very well. He did not say that I am doing it by my own strength. In his younger days, he was given a lot of boons by all the demigods because he got hit by Indra's thunderbolt on his jaw because he rose up to eat the sun. He was very powerful. Wind god, Vayu's Putra. He rose up to eat the sun. And then, Indra said, what's happening? What is this? And he threw his thunderbolt, hit him on his jaw. That's why his jaw is shaped a little bit differently. He fell down unconscious. And his father became extremely angry with all the demigods and with Indra. And he said, I will stop. Vayu stopped breath. Everybody was breathless. And they had to come and immediately give all sorts of boons and pacify. Now his mother Anjana also was very disturbed. So in pacify, they gave so many boons to him, amazing boons, made him super powerful. Then he became super powerful and started doing mischief to all the rishis and sages in his younger days. Then one of those rishis and sages, I forget the name, said that you've done this mischief. It's better you forget having these things, powers with you. You'll never know you have these powers and you'll not be able to use it unless you use it at that time when Ramachandra has so designed it for you. So throughout he became just a humble, very nice devotee. Then he remembered it only on the shore of the great ocean. In that place, Dhanushkoti, you have. That's when all the Vanaras came there and they were wondering what to do, and Sampati told them where Sita is there across, I can see, in the island of Lanka. That's where she is. And they were wondering who will go there. That time Jambavan will remind Hanuman, you have the power to fly across and land there. You just have to remember it. You remember who you are. That's when he became the full Hanuman. And he knew that time has come for me to use it in the service of the Lord. He manifested it. So that is the mood of a devotee. Even if he has some talent, even if he has money, even if he has power, strength, fame, he will always use it under subordination to the Lord for his service. He will not think, I am great, Lord. Do you want anything from me? I can do this service for you because I am very rich. I can throw this money and you can build the temple for you. He doesn't think like that. Of course, some people may think, that's okay. Even then the Lord will give them benefit. But a devotee will always think that Shabdake Paurisham Rishu. The ability in man is coming from me, Krishna is saying. A devotee knows that. So he will not be proud of his own strength. And whatever strength we have given to us by the Lord through our karma, or whatever the Lord facilitates us extra strength for our service, we will do it with that, whatever we can. Okay? Ramanathan Purushottaman pranams to... Okay, this is not a question. Okay? Right. Pragati Shinde. Okay, thank you. It is just Pita Bas. In many places of Srila Prabhupada's purport, it is mentioned plenary expansion of the Lord. Vishnu is a plenary expansion of Krishna. What does it mean? Yeah. Amsha, Amsha's Amsha, Kala, like that there are various expansions of the Lord. The Lord expands first as Balarama. Balarama expands to Chaturvyuha. Vasudeva Sankarshana Pradyumna Aniruddha. From that Sankarshana comes the second Chaturvyuha, Mahasankarshana, Vasudeva Sankarshana Pradyumna Niruddha. And from that second Sankarshana comes the Purushavataras, that is the three Vishnus, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakshayi Vishnu, Kshirodakshayi Vishnu. And they enter the material world and the manifestations of the material world. So Vishnu is called a plenary expansion of the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who spoke the Bhagavad Gita. Expansion of an expansion is called plenary expansion. Okay? I hope that helps you, Pitabas. Right? Thank you very much for joining in this session today and giving me an opportunity to speak Krishna, Katha and Bhagavad Gita to all of you and share this wisdom with you. May Krishna bless you and may you all have victory in Ramachandra Vijay Utsava Day tomorrow. Let all your devotional services be victorious and may you all achieve the mercy of Krishna, achieve pure bhakti and go back to Godhead. It is a reality if you strive for it and pray to Krishna for that pure devotion to him. And chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Good night. Have a great night. Peaceful dreams of Krishna. Hari Bol.